Good morning, everybody. Welcome. We have got a whole bunch of people coming on in, so we're just giving this a few minutes. This is great. Love seeing all these names. Yeah, we had a lot of people register for today's webinar. Love to see it. We got some great people speaking. We're going to bring them on here in a minute. While we are going through all this amazing information about the partner program, as Darren's talking, Patrick, Colleen, I'm going to do a little bit of talking today as well. Q&A is going to be where you throw those questions. We will get to the questions at the end, so don't worry. Now, if we get bombarded, we have too many, we'll get to your question in post. So this is what we're going to be going over today. So the market shift impacting partners today, where partners are winning right now inside the NUSO Global Partner Program. That's really kind of like the big meat and bones of today. Excited to show you some stuff. How you can grow with NUSO. So we've got people in here today that maybe you're not a partner with us. Maybe now's the time to join. We're going to try and convince you. And then we're also going to talk about the Partner Hub. Super exciting stuff. So this is great. I'm seeing we still have tons of people joining. This is just awesome. So yeah, why don't let's get this started. And to do so, I'm going to bring on, Mr. Darren. How you doing?
Hey, Phil. Good to see you. Hi, everybody. Great to be here. So, Phil, thanks for the intro. Let me just start by explaining to everyone who I am. So, well, firstly, thank you all for attending. We really appreciate you taking up some of your valuable time today. It's great to see so many of you attending the call today. I'm Darren Finney. I'm the CRO here at NUSO. I almost said new CRO here at NUSO. I'm pretty new still. I've been here for just over 4 months, almost 5 months now. Not new to the industry. I've been in the tech sec now for over 30 years. The last 20 years have really been working with vendors with a dedicated go-to-market with partners. Some of those organizations are organizations you'll be familiar with, such as Citrix, where I was the worldwide COO for ecosystems, and Mitel, where I led their go-to-market globally, as well as managing their international business. And I guess if I think about my ethos and my approach with partnering, it really stems back to the beginning of those 20 years working with partners. I was a PC manufacturer about 20 years ago. They were number one at the time. They still are today in the market. And I remember I went to meet one of our partners in Germany. And this partner, he kind of spoke very passionately about this laptop. And he said to me, it's so easy to sell. And then he paused for a moment. He looked me dead in the eye and he said, so why do you make it so difficult to buy? And something so profound, really, I think for me, from a partnering perspective, really, really made so much sense. And I guess 20 years on, that message is still more relevant than ever in terms of how we make it easy, how we make sure that we can allow our partners to retain margin. And so then if I bring that back to today, what I'm hearing from our partners and from the market today is, the margins are being squeezed. Customers are expecting more and more. And sadly, they're typically expecting to pay less and less. So partners are having to deal with many vendors to support their customers and support that stack that quite often the customer demands. And what that means to the partners, obviously, is it's introducing so much complexity and more vendors that they need to kind of juggle, which ultimately creates cost. And then if we translate that into our business communications, it just simply used to be dial tone. Well, it's not anymore. Again, back to those customer expectations. They're expecting a full stack. They're expecting collaboration. They're expecting a strong customer experience and global reach, all fully integrated into one comm strategy. So I think from our experience, partners who are still selling voice are feeling the pinch. They're feeling the pressure. Yeah, but what we are also seeing is that partners that are delivering a broader communications layer, they're the ones that we're seeing are growing and having success and retaining customers for much, much longer. So I guess when you translate all of that and you think about what we're here today to talk about, which is our program, that's really what we're trying to deliver. This is not about adding more complexity for you, our partners. This is not about you having to manage another vendor relationship. It's really about consolidating those relationships. And instead, what we're trying to do is we're trying to give you a simplified stack, and allow you to own more of your customer relationship and ultimately build more predictable revenue. So that's it from my perspective. I just wanted to spend a few minutes introducing myself, thanking you, and really laying out, I guess, my thoughts in terms of how we've developed the ethos and the approach that we're taking here with our partner program. We've really built this with one goal in mind, and that is that if you invest in NUSO, it should help you grow your business. It shouldn't make it harder. Now, that's the easy bit done. The hard bit is explaining that to you. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to hand over to Patrick Foster, who leads our business here in Americas, and let Patrick talk to you about how this really becomes real in your business. So Patrick, over to you.
All right. Thanks, Darren. I mean, everything that you just said, we're seeing it every day, right? As the VP of Channel Solutions here at NUSO, I've had the pleasure of meeting and speaking with many of you, and I'm excited to get that chance again right now to talk, about this global partner program. For those of you that don't know, prior to joining NUSO about 3 years ago, I spent 18 years at Adtran in their enterprise channel organization and led it for the last few years before coming to NUSO. Prior to that, I actually worked at the same computer manufacturer that Darren worked at. But unfortunately, I preceded him by a few years, so we didn't get the pleasure of working together then. And I'm really glad that I'm getting that chance to now. We really have a great base of partners here in North America that give us really good feedback. And of course, we also talk to prospective, partners on a regular basis. They're often asking, how do I make more margin without taking on more risk? How do I expand my service offering to make me stickier with my customers without adding 5 new vendors into my stack? That's really exactly what we're focused on addressing here at NUSO. We're bringing our partners a broad portfolio of communication solutions that they can take to market. In addition to UCaaS, SIP, IP fax, SMS, solutions, we have a CCaaS offerings that fit your customer's need, from simple call center functionality to a robust, flexible omni-channel contact center. We offer a suite of Microsoft Teams phone solutions. And recently we announced the ability for our partners to sell Zoom licenses on the NUSO network without the complexity and burden of becoming a Zoom partner themselves. We're also delivering software integrations, AI functionality, branded calling ID, and we support solutions that support compliance and regulatory requirements. I've divulged a little bit here. I know you're really wondering, where do we see partners win with NUSO? And it really starts with the partners, picking the right model for their market, the right capabilities and desired operational responsibility. We then support them. We support them in scaling that model as they grow. We provide them with the tools and resources, the technical support that the partners need, so they can spend less time managing complexity and more time growing your business. I want to be clear about one thing, especially for our existing partners. Nothing about your current business changes. You keep doing exactly what you're doing today. This new program, this global partner program, it's about creating a path forward, not forcing change. We're your full stack communications provider. UCaaS, as I mentioned, CCaaS, business messaging, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, hundreds of integrations. Our hope is that you can grow your communications business without adding those operational headaches. That's when it really clicks. I'm now going to hand it off to Colleen, who's going to walk through how the program is structured, but I'll be sure to jump back in where needed to keep it grounded in what we're seeing work today.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Patrick. And it's great to be on here. And let's leave Patrick on the video too, because this is going to be a little interactive with me and Patrick. If I haven't met those of you that are on today's Zoom, I'm Colleen Sheely. I lead up the marketing here at NUSO. I have been in the CX space for more years than I like to admit. I have also been working in the partner channel for the majority of that time. And I've been on the partner side of the house and on the platform supplier side of the house. So I've been in your shoes, and I know it's not easy. And I know some of these partner programs it get really complex. And that was when I joined NUSO back last September. One of the challenges that was presented to me was we'd like to create a really effective, efficient, global partner model. Can you help us do that, Colleen? And I worked with Patrick and definitely some of the other leaders across the pond, which we're going to be having another one of these sessions in early June, or actually 2 more in June, where we'll talk through what some of the things we had to think about to really break it down and make it a global program. But really, at a high level, this program is designed to meet you where you are. And then also it's designed to grow with you. So the core principle of everything we did as a group when we sat down and we were designing this partner program is, how do we simplify it? How do we take out the complexity? How do we stick with, and it's our tagline for the program, built for partners, designed for growth. How do we make sure that every decision we're making rings true with that tagline? So it really is meant to reflect your level of engagement, your growth, and how we can support you over time. So what we're looking at here are the tiers. So very traditional. I think you can't really roll out a partner program without having some sort of a structure of how you navigate and what you get depending on what level you are within the organization. So as you grow, you certainly unlock better economics, better support, more strategic alignment. So if we look at that gold partner, that is really our foundation. This is where, and Patrick, you can chime in here, this is where we believe the majority of our partners are going to sit. Yeah. And I'm going to get to why in just a moment. But this is the foundation. This gives you access to all the tools that you're going to need, and some co-branding options are available in this level too. And then right in the middle, we move over into the platinum partner tier. And this adds some promotions and incentives, and it adds some formal structure. So with that partner comes opens up the formal QBR structure, so that we're doing account planning and business planning together in a super structured type of relationship. And then we look into the diamond, the tippy top of the tiers. And that's where we start to unlock things like formal MDF programs. And then every one of these tiers has access to that elite bonus. And this goes to why we don't want these to be like good, better, best. The gold program is a great program. It has enough for a lot of our partners. And the platinum one and the diamond one, they're all great. We've got this elite bonus because within that elite bonus, there are a couple things you get with that. But one of the deliverables is that you have access to to being a member of the advisory council. And we're going to launch that a little later in 2026. But we want voices from every one of our tiers to be a part of that council. We don't believe as an organization that you have to be the biggest, best to bring in a bunch of value that's going to help the broader community as being part of that advisory council. So if we go one more slide, and Patrick, I'm not
Hey,
giving
before
you
you
any opportunity to
before
chime
you
in. Anything you want to say?
yeah, before you move on,
Yeah.
one of the things that I think is really exciting, I mean, a couple of things I'm going to touch on here. One, you know, I've seen so many partner programs that, when you come in at that entry level, you don't really have that access to all of the tools and the resources that you need in order
Right.
to grow your business. And so I'm really excited about the fact that we're providing all of those things to our partners, all of those resources to our partners up front. And then the other thing, just to kind of reiterate what you said about, the kind of elite bonus, and one of those things being that partner advisory council, we made that decision to apply that across the different partner tiers because we value all voices, right? And
Yep.
we need to hear, from partners of different sizes, partners in different markets, partners, with different structure in their business. Because we do serve a very wide base of different business models within our partners, and we want to hear from all of you and put forth those things that are going to support everyone.
That's right. Yeah. So, and just real quick before I hand over to Phil so he can give us a whistle stop tour of the hub, the requirements that are associated with each of the tiers really should be, it should be comparable to really the what you get out of that tier. So each tier does have a minimum MRR requirement, and those will be communicated through the channel account managers, and if you're brand new, will be communicated through the onboarding process. So you can look and see with gold, there's a minimum MRR, and then there's some initial training. With platinum, that really starts adding in some co-marketing type activity that we're looking for those types of partners to help us so that we can help you scale. And it's investing in your business to make you stronger. And then diamond really adds in everything from gold and platinum, and then looking at having more formal case studies. So those diamond partners are really going to market with us. And then that elite bonus, just to throw out there so everyone has a good understanding there too, that really starts to kick in after 12 months being a NUSO partner. Anything else that I might have left out there, Patrick?
No, I mean, I think, one of the ways to kind of explain it, simply is that, as a partner, you don't need to really worry about those tiers on day one. And for our existing partners, like, you're in a tier today and you kind of stay in that tier, and nothing changes for you until the end of the year, right? And that's when we will take all of the existing partners and get them into the right tier. So you'll be hearing from your channel account manager, kind of talking about what tier you would be in and how maybe you could advance, this year, so that you start off next year in a higher tier. But the one thing is, you don't really need to think about that on day one. You need to focus on, can I win business with this? Can I make money with this? The rest of it's going to follow naturally, and we're here to support you through your channel account manager, our marketing, amazing marketing organization led by Colleen, and everybody else here at NUSO.
Great. Yeah. So I think with that, Mr. Phil, we are excited to take a look at the hub. I know this is your baby. I've been along this ride with you, but take it away. Let's see what this partner hub looks like.
Yeah, no, thank you. The hub is super exciting. So for anybody who's familiar with our knowledge base that we currently have active, resources.nuso.cloud, or the resource portal, this is going to be completely replacing that. And the cool part is that we're actually live right now in beta. So you can get there today. I'll explain how you can do that near the end of this. But the goal with this was, we've gotten a lot of feedback over the years of how we can improve. And this is a huge step forward in doing that. And so everything in one single place. We've got access to all the portals. So you need to get to the quote tool. We've got a link here. You need to get to the management portal. It's right here. Everything in one spot, as well with all our different collateral. So on the lines of collateral, I think it just did a double skip. Oh, come on. Sorry, it's going the wrong way. So Collateral, we've put a lot of work together with, again, this incredible marketing team led by Colleen, which I'm actually a part of. So I'm part of that team, but we've done a ton of brand new one-pagers, brochures, tons of new training material around our products and services. And all of this, if you've been paying attention to NUSO, we have been reformatting and rebuilding our brand, and it's all in line. Everything looks clean and crisp. We've got some co-brandable stuff in there as well. It's going to be really getting expanded upon in the next few months. Colleen touched on that. On the topic of training, hardware training can sometimes be tricky. Sometimes as a partner, you can't get there in person to do it. We get it, you're busy. So we've actually created some modules on the most popular devices out there, especially the Yelinks. These are self-service modules that your customers can go through and learn their devices in a matter of minutes. They're incredible. And they're also accompanied by brand new guides around things like our web phone, our mobile app, all kinds of stuff. And so it's a great, huge initiative. We're super excited. Again, we're in beta. To get there is super easy. We have a self-registration process. You can head to hub.nuso.cloud. And that's going to get you in. Actually, it's not going to get you in. That's where you can register. So you go to hub.nuso.cloud, and at the very bottom, there's going to be a little link that says, if you don't have a password or a login name, click here, click on that. The process is very self-explanatory from there. So super excited. Oh yeah, we even got a little video here walking you through some of the cleanness of this, but super excited about the hub. And again, get there right now. This is in beta. We want feedback. We want opinions. If you find a glitch, if you find something broken, we have a feedback form in the hub that you can get to. Please, please, please let us know, because this is for our partners. We want you guys to be successful. We want life to be as easy as possible when you're trying to find what you need. So please do not be shy. Okay. With that, I want to touch on Q&A. So yeah, Colleen, Patrick, and by Colleen, Patrick, did I miss anything on the hub that you wanted to add into that?
Well, the only thing I was going to say is in line with hopefully everything you're hearing in this session, we are designing this for you. So Phil did mention the feedback form. We're in beta until July 1st. We've already gotten, I think, 20, 30 responses that have absolutely kind of, there was one feedback that is shifting how we're displaying things, because we got the feedback, we went out, we asked 3 or 4 different individuals what they thought, and we decided that we were fundamentally going to shift how things displayed in the hub. So we really do want to know how we can make this more valuable for you, and something that is not, I've been to all the partner portals and I've been there, and you get lost because there's so much stuff. We want to make this easy as possible and only have the information that is really relevant to you and your business. So please use that feedback form. And then I think the other component is, as this grows and as we add more capability, you will have a lot more mature programs that you can tap into, more co-branding, more marketing, co-marketing type activities that you can tap into. Know that this is, we're kind of doing crawl, walk, run. We're in that advanced crawling stage right now. So I'm excited. I want to get as many people in there as possible so we get all your voices heard.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I'm really interested about is, and excited about within the new hub tool is the ability to deliver some small, meaningful trainings for our partners that they can go to and click through. And this is one of those things that's in the works, right? So don't go looking for it, I don't think, just yet, unless Phil's thrown some together already.
Coming soon.
But the ability, for our partners to be able to go and grab that information as they need it, have it at their fingertips, and to better understand whether that's a product or a process, how to use a tool, how to position especially as we continue to add and improve the solutions that we're bringing to you.
Yeah. And another key point here is you don't have a direct avenue with that feedback form to say, hey, I'm looking for this guide. I'm looking for this document. I can't find it anywhere. And now you can directly come to the right people at NUSO to get that in the works. And it could be that 10 people have already asked for it and it's already coming, or it could be something that we haven't even thought about. I mean, if I'm being honest. And so this is a huge, huge improvement on just a way you can stay connected with the appropriate people. Because NUSO, we're just, growing and growing like crazy, which is great, but sometimes that can make it tougher to get you need to. So it's another big component. Awesome. And I did have a question in the Q&A, because if you have questions, please turn to the Q&A. Is this call going to be recorded? I got a colleague who missed it. Yes, we will send this out in post like we do with all of our webinars. So within a few business days, you'll have this as a YouTube link that you can shoot out to whoever you want. And then again, registration, it's a self-registration process. You can head to hub.nuso.cloud, and that is hub.nuso.cloud. That's going to be and again,
Bill, if I'm remembering correctly, as long as they use the alias that their partner account is signed up with, it's a pretty quick process where they get access.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is connected to our CRM. So we're going to recognize your email, your business email. So, at pizzahut.com or whatever it is. I don't think we have Pizza Hut as a partner, but that'd be cool. As long as that is registered in our CRM, and occasionally it's actually not. And that could happen for a wide variety of reasons. So if it doesn't, it'll ask you to fill out a form that goes straight to me. I fix the problem. I'll reach out to you directly and say, hey, you can register now. So yes, it is very seamless and very simple. There is an activation process that a few people have missed. When you register, the last thing it'll say is, hey, there's an email in your inbox. You got to click on it to be activated. If you miss that email, you cannot get in. So make sure you follow the instructions. It's nothing you probably haven't done 50 other times at other places, but yeah, pretty easy. So
I think we've got a couple of other questions that have come in, and for those of you that ask questions, we'll definitely get a response off to you. But I know Colleen wants to tell everybody about an exciting series of events that are coming up.
Yes. So that is great. Yeah. So we have I think we started talking about the roadshow, and maybe a little too early, but in early Q1, we knew that this was going to be part of the program. There was a lot of work to build this whole global partner program out, but I am excited. We are going to have registration open next week. We're hitting 4 cities in the U.S., and then 2 cities, one in the UK, one in Italy.
Yeah, look at that.
The structure of this roadshow is we want to come see our partners face to face. And this is just the beginning of it. We're picking cities where we know we have pockets of current existing partners and some others that have started engaging with us, and we want to spend some face-to-face time. So our team is going to kind of land in that city in the day and a half, 2 days prior, day and a half, 2 days after. We're going to set up one-to-one executive, planning sessions. These could be those QBRs that we mentioned with the Platinum. And then there's going to be what we're calling the main event. Every city has a little bit different main event. I've seen things with a rodeo and a ball game. And so we're going to try to have as much fun as we can at the main event. The main event is really going to be an introduction to the program. So maybe some overlap with what you're hearing today, but a little bit deeper and a chance to see us face to face. We're going to be bringing a workbook, and we're using Patrick built the base of this, a workbook of how our partners have been successful. And we're going to start sharing that we're going to print out, go old school sales best practices. We're going to get around tables and start really figuring out what is our account plan to build and grow our businesses. That's the focus of these roadshows. We do not want it to be a NUSO commercial. We might we're looking at a couple sponsors that are going to sponsor us in some of these cities. So if we get a great sponsor, we'll have them also come and talk about what they bring to the table, how they tie in with NUSO, and then we're going to have some fun. So we really want to get out there and spend some time with you guys. So look forward. That's going to open up next week. Was that good, Patrick? Did I cover
That
it
was
all?
great.
Okay. Good. Any other questions?
No, we're actually good, and we're just a little minute over time. So perfect. Thank you everybody for joining. Darren, appreciate you. Colleen, Patrick, having you here has just been fantastic. And again, this is going out to everybody in post. So whether you joined or you didn't, you'll have it within the next few business days. And with that, we'll end it. Hope y'all have a fantastic rest of the week. Bye, y'all.